Oh no!
Hello everybody, Josh RV Nerd here with Bish's RV, and I finally got a chance to put my hands on one. This is the 271 rear living Wildwood, or Salem. Wildwood calls it a Heritage Glen, Salem calls it a Hemisphere. They're the exact same RV, they just have a different name badge on the front. So barring that, what does this one offer you? This is a floor plan I really wanted to get my hands on last year, because I actually think this is perhaps the best executed Wildwood floor plan in their Heritage Glen lineup. And the reason I say that is like, for the goals this floor plan's looking to accomplish, it nails them really well. You have opposing living room super slides with all of the window coverage over on the campsite. This year they finally peeled the carpet out of the slides, so they're now carpetless, but unlike a lot of Heritage Glens, this does not have that pesky short camp queen. This has a full 60 by 80 true queen bed. So the bed goblin union can't rip your toes off if your feet are hanging off the bed at the end of the night. They also kind of jazz this one up by giving that front expanded bedroom a full-on windshield. And you know, normally I'm not a big fan of that, but this one, it's so big, it really makes the whole space look and feel a lot nicer. And that's what I think is cool about this one. I call it a portable park model because it's like big enough to spend a long time at a place, but at only about 7,800 pounds dry weight, just under 10,000 pounds max GVW, it's not so big that getting it there is necessarily like the most daunting task possible. I could see this being a floor plan that you just use as a seasonal. I could see it being something you don't tow. I could see this being one that tows and goes down the road with the Goodyear tires and the wide stance stability axles. Now, it's got a couple little things like, oh, I wish you'd just done 1% more, but overall, I think this thing is stellar, and I'd love to hear what you think about it as we go. Let me know your favorite part and your least favorite part. What would you change given the opportunity? So if there's one thing I've really learned from making these videos over the years, it's that people look at windows in RVs the way that Donkey from Shrek looked at parfaits, and basically almost everybody likes a lot of windows. Now, there are a select number of people who actually say, I don't want lots of windows because they kind of, you know, they affect the heating and cooling efficiency of the RV. And certainly that is true. But when I do see a lot of windows, I don't know that I've ever really seen a large number of people who say, I don't want all the windows I can get over here on the campside of the window. And that's what this one provides. It gives you absolutely flat, maximized view and visibility of the campsite of your RV. Now, like I said, there's a couple things that, a couple points of critique that I think are significant and are fair on this RV, but I really want to draw your attention to some of the things that they're doing here, like all slide side and seat side windows are maximum in size and airflow. There are, frankly, high dollar things that call themselves luxury fifth wheels that still don't do that, and yet they're doing it here. And Wildwood really, in their Heritage Glen series, I think the best way I can describe them is I feel like they're punching above their weight class. They're like this little fighter that could, who just had the heart of a champion, and he decided to take on a heavyweight, or she, as it were, and you know, they're in there. They're in the middle of the fight, and maybe they don't win every round, but they get their licks in. That's kind of what I feel about this brand. Now, you may have noticed for the 23 season, they've updated getting rid of the carpeting and slide. Now, some folks have said technically that's a woven kind of polyurethane or whatever material. I don't know the actual composition of the stuff. And that does meet the definition of carpet. And yeah, if we're going to get semantical, then it is maybe still technically carpet. But the fact is, it's not that, like, you know, shag carpeting. That's the thing that everyone's trying to get away from. So when I say carpetless, obviously that's what I mean. And this one now qualifies. I think is great. You've got the opposing slides. I love the white accent lights above the slides. Some folks like the disco blue lights. I don't always dislike them. I think they've gotten a little overdone, a little over aggressive, but I don't know that this is ever the wrong answer. It looks good, it brightens the RV up, and if you kill all the, I'll get this wrong, hold on. Oh, I got it right! If you kill all the main cabin lighting, it creates an awesome little indirect lighting effect, which if you're just trying to watch a movie at night, or if you're waking up in the morning and your eyes aren't adjusted yet, it's really, really nice. There's also, you see the little nighttime navigation light down here. Very handy if you're trying to sneak over and get the leftovers. Sometimes, though, it's what you don't see. And some people like to not see floor heating vents, and you don't see those in here. What you do see, though, is that big old theater seat, which is extremely not cuddling compliant. If you're looking for cuddle compliance, you may not appreciate that. But if what you're looking for is like, listen, we just want to sit down for a while and enjoy some wide open, comfortable space, that's what you're going to like right here. And they do a nice job of putting you straight across from a big old Jumbotron right here. That is a good old no-neck wrecker entertainment center right there. And you know, as I'm sitting right here, I just realized something. Wildwood's also very good about putting just a little bit of a half twist on this. Look at the kitchen over here in the slide out. You've got that, they put a big window in the slide for the kitchen, and it does open for airflow, but they basically like left justified the stovetop and created all of that big open appliance and prep space to the right. Now, yes, it is lacking a stovetop side splash to the left of the stove, but the fact is most of us are right-handed, so I think that that's, you know, if you're going to be wrong one way or the other, that's probably the better way to be wrong. There's a mirrored face on that fireplace that when it's clean, oh man, I think it looks great. But if it's not clean, man, you see every little fingerprint on that sucker, so keep the Windex handy. You see the big farm sink there inset into the island, but I love that it's offset for the same reason that I love all that counter space over there in the kitchen slide, because it gives us like dedicated space, even if the sink's in play. So many RVs will bury the sink in the middle of the island, and then you can't really do anything with the little bit of countertop space that's left on either side anyway. Now, up here in this vaulted ceiling, couldn't decide if I wanted to say barreled or vaulted, so I said maybe not that aggressively. That's a 15,000 BTU centralized air. By default, this is a single air conditioner floor plan, and I think that's actually how we have it outfitted today. Given the size of this RV, I think I would probably personally want to get the 50 amp and the second air applied on it from the factory, but that is an available option. Another option that's available is either a booth dinette or a table and chairs. So I'm kind of curious, which one would you prefer and why? And while you're kind of pondering that and leaving me a couple details right there, I want to dive a little bit deeper and specifically engage the X-ray vision over here and the non-cuddle compliant theater seat to take a look inside there. You see that there's a set of outlets in there. To me, that's such a perfect place like keep, you know, like a phone charger or something like that. It makes so much more sense to me. Now, on this rear wall, above the sofa, did you notice how the storage held itself open? It's not exactly like so many RVs don't do that. And so many RVs that used to do that have peeled that out. And that's what I'm saying. This is a brand that's really picking their punches, and they're doing some good work. Like, yes, it does have a toe stubber kitchen slide. That might be a point of concern for some folks. It may not bother you. This is an RV that I think you almost need to get in and try on in person, like a pair of pants, and you have to see how it fits you. Now, that TV you might have noticed can pivot around so you can kind of, you know, view from a couple different angles, whether you're at the dining or whether you're, you know, back here lounging on the sofa, or kind of splitting the difference too. And the overall storage of this is not the greatest I've seen, but I think it's sufficient. It's got just enough storage in just enough places, I think, to really make it work. And obviously with those blackout roller shades, if you want to just, keep the neighbors from peeking in, or if you're camping where it's screaming hot outside, it is really nice to be able to blot those things out. But like I said, it's got a couple little things here and there, like too many RVs. They are using the little 4-inch fart fan. And I know that that's not a hard thing to upgrade. It's something that I would, you know, prefer was just done from the factory, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, take a look at this. I wasn't sure how much headroom I was going to have in here. I felt like, you know, the ceiling closing in on me like Indiana Jones, but overall, I was pretty darn happy with what I found in this one. The headroom in this was great. That's a nice larger rectangular shower. Just around the corner here, you got a pair of rhinoceros beetle coat hangers. They're not octopi fight club methods or anything. And you know what? If I see something, I say something. That's just... Come on. Come on! That's so stupid. Obviously, 2 seconds with the screw gun, not even that, we're going to have that taken care of. But that's just dumb little stuff. Because you see something like that, and you know, I don't think your impression's probably much different than mine. When I see something like that, I'm like, oh man, what else did they miss? And just sometimes the stupidest, piddliest little thing like that really kind of sullies all the other good stuff we have going on. But neither here nor there. Obviously, I try to be fair with my presentations. Porcelain foot flush stool. Awesome leg room, shoulder room, hip room. Terrible toilet paper roller placement there. The butt napkin roller is about a football field away from you. And you see that you have both the Lipitor Storage Galorge medicine cabinet mirror here, but you've also got this cool little side pocket. And I think what I would do, I'd probably have like body washes and soaps or shampoos or something in one of those. And I might like roll up my my towels like burrito style and stack them in there a little bit, one or the other. And you know, that's what made sense to me when I looked like I was moving in. Now, one thing I noticed is this bathroom door actually swings open like 6 inches into the bedroom. Although you don't have that problem if you slide the bedroom privacy door closed. Just if you're in the middle of the night and you're thunk, it's because somebody probably flipped the bathroom door open right in there. Now, this is a major thing right here. So many Wildwood Heritage Glens. Wildwood? Yeah, anyway. Would you believe I said it wrong? Hey-yo. Anyway, what I'm getting at is so many of them have a short camp queen. This is not among those models. Rather, that actually is a 60 by 80 true queen bed, which very few of their models have. That was one of the things that I really looked at this going, man, you know, this thing's really starting to dial into me. They also have these really cool headboard side pocket sort of storage and CPAP and power solutions. Take a look at this. Individual drawers on both sides, more of those self-strutted, hold themselves open cabinet doors above, and then you still have that flip-up, easy lift bed storage down below. The only thing that kind of concerned me with this, because they use so many short camp queens, it looks like the wood under the base of the bed is actually a little bit short for the longer mattress. So if you sit down on the end of it to like put on your shoes, well, this could happen. Oh no! Now flip it around the other direction, you see that this one, even though it doesn't have a full bed slide, it does have some pretty decent extra like bonus closet space over there. I think a lot of people are naturally going to wonder, you know, what about, oh, you know, can a washer dryer go in there? And there are no accommodations for that in the design of this RV. There's no plumbing, nothing like that. You might also notice how I've closed that slide out. We're now looking at it in road mode. From the entry door, the bedroom and the bathroom are easily accessible. I call that nap and crap accessibility. But it does lack the snacktastic access, or if you want to stop and like make a sandwich or something going down the road, you're just not going to be able to squeeze through there. Now, in theory, this is a rack and pinion slide out, so you should be able to pop it open partially or open it all the way at a travel stop, which logically you should be able to do if you can fold down those big stable steps outside. Does anybody remember those old Dodge Neon commercials where they'd take a straight-on shot of it like this and it just said, Neon, hi? Like, that's kind of what this is giving me vibes of. Anyway, more to the point, talking towability, you're definitely going to need more than an old Dodge Neon to handle this thing down the road. This is one of those floor plans that I think an unscrupulous salesperson and or dealership or a buyer who maybe just doesn't understand towing aspects, doesn't quite have the experience, might look at this and say, ooh, that fits within the weight ratings of my half-ton. Does that mean it's half-ton towable, right? I'm not comfortable with that recommendation. Understand that if I said, yes, this is half-ton towable, more people would certainly buy this floor plan from us, but I'd rather put your safety before the quick sale of an RV. Now, the reason I say that is, yes, on paper, there are some very capable half-tons that are rated to handle the weight of this RV, but this thing is Sir Mix-a-Lot long, strong, and down to get the camping on. And a longer RV more easily pushes around a lighter duty vehicle, like even a heavier half-ton, down the road. Now, the wide stance stability axles certainly help offset some of that, but I don't know that they are going to completely offset that. Maybe if somebody has a very, very, very heavy-duty half-ton, and they got one of those, you know, like heavy-duty Pro Pride hitches or something like that, maybe that would work for them. But I think my general recommendation on this is 3/4-ton gasser and up, and I think that you'll be a lot safer, a lot more comfortable, and a lot happier with that. And understand, what I just said means we're going to sell fewer of these in good conscience. But I do think that it's important to keep people safe. Notice the double power awnings on here. This is a brand that sometimes is a little, I think, occasionally a little too cost conscious, and sometimes they'll like try to do one big awning over the slide. Well, the problem is with that, you end up losing half the awning to the slide out. Now, there can be some benefits to it. It can be argued that, yeah, but you could use it somewhat like a free slide awning cover. That's not untrue. That is a thing. But I think, and I'd welcome your input on this. Do you prefer the split awnings, or do you prefer the one big awning? One of the hiccups with the split awnings, though, just to be fair, is the fact that if it's a rainy day, the way that door is right next to basically the split of the awning, you're going to get spritzed in the face. TV hookups, by the way, right on the face of that awning over there. Now, this is all decked out in all power stabilizer jacks, so everything is just push button easy. The awnings, the stabilizers, tongue jack, everything. You see the little flag hanging down? We got ourselves a propane hooker, buddy. And down below, the underbelly is enclosed. It is forced air heated. There is a radiant barrier, and there are holding tank heaters all the way around this thing, standard. They don't actually, to my knowledge, cold chamber and test these, so I don't feel it's necessarily appropriate to say it's 4 seasons rated. Well, even though, especially since I really despise that phrase. But the fact is, they're doing the things that say like a Cougar, roughly. A lot of your Grand Designs, they're doing a lot of the same things in that regard. So what I can say in good conscience, this will be an excellent extended season camper. Notice how all the windows are tinted. They're also maximum airflow windows, so you can really get that breezy breeze rolling on through. It does have a fully walkable roof. You may have noticed how it's all prepped and ready for a telescopic removable ladder that unfortunately is not included, but that's not a hard object to acquire, whether it's on like Amazon or we probably have some back on the shelf in the shop. I didn't bring my telescopic ladder out with me today because I'm carrying a bunch of stuff as it is, but one of the things that, I was hoping you'd be able to see it. Crap, it's on the other side of the RV. Shoot. If you look at the very top right of the RV, you can see just a little peek of the solar panels sticking up there. Apparently I had my head sticking up I'm not going to tell you where it was sticking. My wife would tell you where I could stick it, but never mind. 1 star, would not recommend. Anyway. Over here we got our hot cold outside utility shower conveniently located above a single stink pickle depository right here. All of the sewer stuff comes out of one single outlet, which is excellent. And this thing actually has a very nice full pass-through compartment. Now, remember I said they make a version of this with an east-west bed sliding closet. I can't remember offhand. I think I've got video of that one. I believe it's called a 308. This is the 271. I don't think it has the full big pass-through that this one has, but frankly, I see so many RVs, I could be wrong. Down here, we've got our solar controller with that optional solar package. So the solar package on this includes a 200-watt Go Power panel up on the roof, the 30-amp charge controller down there, and a battery from the factory. So if you are purchasing one of these that does have the factory solar package on it, don't let the dealer try to stick you for another couple bucks for a battery that should already been included from the factory on it. A little pro tip from Uncle Josh there. Avoid that predatory practice. Now, I always like to try to offer up ideas like what might be comparable to this. If this is close but no cigar, what would be cigar? So I'm going to leave you some links in the video description. The Cherokee Alpha Wolf 26RL is one of the first ones that came to mind. Again, a lot of manufacturers of this floor plan, they like to take some length liberties with those model numbers right there. Remember, model number is not necessarily a designator of total length. Always keep that in mind. Remember, when you're ready, we're ready. I'll leave you a link for video for video description and the pricing. Yeah, let's do that. I'll leave you a link for the video description and the pricing. Moving on. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. The videos always fall apart right at the end. It's like an AC/DC song. It's like the song rocks, then at the end is